Hey guys, Kyle Cordiana here. This is going to be my 2019 FLW Tour recap for Lake Chickamauga. It's our next to last event. I've never been to Lake Chickamauga. We're hitting it right in that transition. It's May. The fish, some are still spawning for sure, but some have already spawned and they're starting to move out. And I really wanted to stay in front of those fish, try to get on a ledge bite. I might have forced the issue a little bit on this one looking back. But I still have just been so eager to get on one of those nice ledge bites. I've yet to get to experience that on any of the fisheries. And I love fishing offshore. I love throwing big biffle bugs and dragging on the bottom. But I want to talk about that. I want to tell you what worked for me. Zigged when I shouldn't have zagged, what I could have done different. I think the main thing I could have done different is I could have spent a lot more time up shallow. Obviously, a lot of big fish got caught shallow up on beds. They just hadn't moved out yet. And I was just too stubborn, and my wife will tell you that, so I don't need to elaborate on that any. But biffle bug was the #1 bait for me, guys. Gene LaRue biffle bug. When you've got fish offshore, they don't have to be deep. If you've got a hard bottom and you want to drag, if you like dragging a jig or dragging a big worm or dragging a Carolina rig, you have to enjoy dragging a biffle bug. It is one of the easiest ways to catch fish. You just have to get used to the bite. The bite feels a little different. Sometimes it's just gummy. But man, is it a fun way and an easy way to attack them. I like to throw a biffle bug on like a 7/6 rod or longer because I want to throw it a long way. I'm typically not trying to finesse cast anything. The further I can throw it, the longer I'm going to get to present the bait. This is a 7/6 Kistler Z-Bone. This is a medium heavy, and I was throwing it on 17-pound fluorocarbon. This is the 11/16 ounce weight, so it's basically a 1/2 ounce weight. Comes with a 4/0 owner hook. And this is the color Sooner Run, which is kind of like a watermelon red. And this is the standard size bug. They've got this one, they got a small one, and they've got a great big one. Well, I threw the great big one a bunch too. So let me show you guys the great big one. This I was also throwing on a Kistler Z-Bone, 7/6 medium heavy, 17-pound fluorocarbon. But this is a 1 ounce head. This is a great big one. This is a great big one. It comes with a 6/0 owner hook. So I'll show you the comparison between the two. And you can tell there's quite a bit of difference in the size of them. I think one's 4.25 inches, the other one's a whole inch and a half longer. So the other thing that I was doing that I actually learned while I was at a Cabela's doing a seminar at Cabela's, I actually educated myself the value of bug juice. This is Gene LaRue biffle bug juice. What's cool about a biffle bug, it's got a big hollow cavity, and before you put that hook through, you take this and you can fill the cavity up full of bug juice, and then when you hook the hook back through, it kind of keeps the bug juice all inside in that little hollow cavity. And what I learned in that Cabela's aquarium that day, I knew there was value in scents and attractants, but I had these fish in front of me that I was fishing for with just a plastic bait, you know, throwing them a biffle bug, jigs. They'd eat it, drop it, you know. Well, they got to where they were used to everything I was throwing in there, and I had the store manager, Eric, put some biffle bug juice on my worm. We just rubbed it on there. We dropped it down there. Guys, the fish grabbed it and they held on to it for like 2 minutes. I'm not lying. They just swam around with it forever. And when one would spit it out, another one would grab it and it would hang on to it forever. We sold biffle bug juice immediately like that because everybody saw the same thing that I experienced. They'll hang on to it so much longer when it hasn't attracted on it. So I learned something from that. I put scent attracted on mine prior, but I do it so much more now because of what those bass taught me that day in that aquarium. So don't be afraid to put some biffle bug juice on your bug. Trust me, when those fish will pick it up, they'll hang on to it longer. They give you a lot more time to figure out he's on there, because sometimes that bite's hard to figure out. You need as long as you can for them to hang on to it. You got the best chance. But guys, I was just throwing this out there on ledges. I was finding ledges that had shell bottom on it. You could really feel really good. That's what's so cool about a bug. You just put the rod tip down and you just reel it back and you'll feel it just thum, 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 thum. And you can, it translates everything that's going on the bottom to you as the angler. And you're able to reel and feel what kind of bottom, whether you got hard, soft. If it's grass, you'll pick up grass. You can reel it in and see the health condition of the grass. Is it green? Is it hydrilla? Is it milfoil? What's it look like? It just tells you so much so fast, and it's just to throw it out and reel it in. It's like a crankbait. But you just real slow and you feel the bottom, and you're going to feel 2 different kinds of bites with the biffle bug. One's going to be the standard bite. You're going to feel a thump, and then it's time to jerk. The other one, you're bouncing along, and you'll kind of lose contact, and you might feel another bump that feels like bouncing on a rock, and that's probably a bite, but you don't know. And it just gets a little bit gummy, but you're able to keep reeling. The fish almost just keeps coming with you. So it takes some getting used to that particular bite, but it's the second it feels a little bit off, a little bit funny, like a crankbait, there's a good chance that's a fish swimming with your bait. If you got bug juice on there, he's going to hang on to it a lot longer, and you're going to be able to set the hook and catch that fish. But I was throwing that on ledges I found that had shell bottom to it. They were probably, most of those ledges were 10 to 18 foot deep. They had to have hard bottom. And I was just catching so many fish doing that. I just could not get on the right size fish. At the very end of the day, on the final day, I ran to another ledge that I'd caught one fish in practice with a few minutes left, and I catch a 7-pounder. There he is. We need this one. This is the biggest one we've had the whole tournament, right here. This is the one. Right here, this is the one. Oh, it's a giant. It's a giant. Oh, it's a giant. Okay, it's a giant. Oh, what a cold. And missed a couple other bites and had to go back. I think there was probably some more big fish there. Wish I'd have gave myself more time there, but was really happy about that. I did catch some fish throwing a swim bait. This is just a big boot tail swim bait. I think this is a 5.5 inch swim bait. It's got a big 3/4 ounce belly weighted hook on it. And again, I was throwing that on a Kistler Z-Bone. This is a 711. This is a real big heavy swim bait. It's 711 heavy. And I was just throwing it, and I had some fish found that were feeding on shad, and it was only 4 or 5 foot deep. So I was throwing this way out there. It's real heavy. I was keeping the rod tip up, just reeling it. And I mean, they just knock. When you throw that big of a bait at something, it wants to eat it. It hits it hard, and it was really fun. This was a tough event for me because I lost my dog Ranger just the day after I left. I drove all night, came home, and I was in real bad shape. My best bud, and for him to pass was real tough to take. So I'm sorry it's taking so long to get this recap video in. And I was feeling kind of down, and I got to make a trip over to Arkansas to visit my sister Kelly, and I've got 2 nieces there that are her daughters, Avery and Marin. And Avery wanted to sing me a little fishing song, and she loves YouTube and she watches. So this is Avery singing a fishing song. I'm thinking about making it like my new intro. You guys tell me what you think. I think she's got the skills. So tell me what you think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish so 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let him go again. Why did you let him go? Because he bit my finger. So which finger did he bite? This little finger on my right.
All right. Good job. Yeah, so she's something special, right? Look out, guys. You know, you got a fisherman, a singer. She's a showstopper. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys all this stuff. Again, these are the biffle bug hardheads. Get you guys some of these. Go get some biffle bugs. Throw it out. It's a phenomenal summer bait for out there dragging ledges, just dragging points here in Oklahoma. I love throwing them out. I did just get a bunch of shaker, tungsten, and tackle. These are tungsten drop shot weights. They've got little round ones. They got the skinny ones in several different sizes. And I like this new shape. This is the teardrop shape. So shaker, tungsten, and tackle. Again, these are tungsten. So these are drop shot weights. They're a lot smaller diameter. We're about to head up to Lake Champlain. And never been there, Lake New York. I love chasing smallmouth, so I got to have my drop shot tackle. So get it shaker, tungsten, task. Get on to shaker, tungsten, and tackle. Get you guys some drop shot stuff. And I don't know if you're from Oklahoma or not, but this Okie right here, never in his life would thought he'd go buy him a construction cone to try to catch fish. But this is a construction cone. Not really. They call it a flogger or a bathoscope, but it's got plexiglass on the bottom, and it's got a nice little rubber gasket here to kind of put to your face. Apparently, you use this to look underwater when there's a lot of waves and you can't see smallmouth on beds, and this will break up the glisten of the water or the waves when you can't see them. And you look down through there and you somehow try to fish and not get seasick and catch a fish while you're looking through the construction cone. Anyway, I bought this darn thing, and it cost me like $100, but I bought it, and I hope it pays off. Lake Champlain, I got to have a top 10 if I want to make the Forest Wood Cup. So I'm going to be swinging for the fences. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try to find the biggest darn fish I can find and make my first wood cup. God willing, I want it so bad, but I'm never going to quit trying. But thanks guys for watching. Please post any questions, hit like, hit subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Let me know what you'd like to see. I'll try to take all the input I can and put it into other videos. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks so much. Over and out.